We're here today to discuss a rarely talked about reason why your electric bills are higher than it should be. The Exelon nuclear power bailout that's found in the Future Energy Jobs Act, also known as FEJA. I'm Dave Kraft, Director of Nuclear Energy Information Service in Chicago. We were one of a handful of environmental organizations that strongly opposed the Exelon nuclear bailouts for a period of 4 years, from 2013 to 2016. So what's the history of FEJA? In 2016, legislation was passed that led to a large job-creating expansion of renewable energy and energy efficiency in Illinois, but it came at a price. And that price was in exchange for a $2.3 billion bailout for 3 money-losing Exelon reactors in Illinois. This was the greatest legislated transfer of wealth from Illinois ratepayers to Exelon shareholders in history. How did this happen? In late 2013, Exelon announced that as many as 5 of its reactors in Illinois were losing money and that they would have to close unless they received some sort of rate relief from somewhere. This, of course, got the workers to put pressure on their local mayors of the communities around the reactors, who then put pressure on their legislators to go down to Springfield and do something to save the jobs and save the reactors. This panic peddling is what led to the legislative sausage that resulted with FEJA, where everybody got something, but to be sure, Exelon got everything it wanted, a $2.3 billion bailout. So what we have found over time, though, is that with FEJA, nuclear power is just as invisible as the radiation that it produces. Well, everyone is quick to talk about the positive benefits, and they're undeniable in terms of energy efficiency and renewables. No one is discussing the negative impacts and the cost that FEJA has cost by nuclear power. Let's go through some of these. The Exelon bailout is going to cost ratepayers $2.3 billion over a 10-year period. And the interesting thing about that is that Exelon originally only wanted a 5-year period. But again, the legislative sausage making with Governor Rauner and with Speaker Madigan resulted in a 10-year extension of this bailout. This created something called a ZES, which stands for Zero Energy Emission Standard. And you will find this on your electric bill, and you'll find that the cost of this ZES program is in many times greater than the cost of the 3 other environmental programs mentioned in the same portion of your electric bill. The other thing is that nuclear bailouts seem to represent a new business model for Exelon Corporation and for other nuclear utilities around the country. A Crane's business report indicated that of the 2017 revenue increases that were noted by Exelon, 38 cents per share out of the 41 cents per share increase were attributable to the bailout. So this is a new business model for Exelon Corporation. In addition, this 10-year operation for reactors that should have closed at Quad Cities in Clinton are going to result in the creation of an additional 1,000 tons of high-level radioactive waste added to the already 10,000 tons that Illinois has. And all of this waste has no place to go. So this is waste that shouldn't have been produced, but will be because of FEJA. And that leads to a very important point, and that is that nuclear power is not clean, and it's not clean because of the waste that it produces. Now, one of the things we didn't get from FEJA is very important. It's called Just Transitions. And Just Transitions is a program which anticipates that reactors will close and that the communities have to prepare for that by putting aside money for job creation, to protect essential public services when the tax base is reduced. NEIS had supported that program, as did a few other environmental groups, but this did not appear in the FEJA legislation. So this is a very important omission on the part of FEJA that may come back to haunt us when Exelon comes back for additional bailouts in the future. And what about that future? In our next video, we're going to talk about how FEJA in Illinois has spawned an epidemic of bailouts, nuclear bailouts around the country, not just in Illinois. And we'll take that up in some detail. So we ask you to watch for that in the future. And in the meantime, we'd like you to take the sage advice of the rock group The Who and remember that we won't get fooled again. I'm Dave Kraft from NEIS. Thank you.